Good afternoon. Today we will start with a new session for DMLT first year students. So that is the packed cell volume. Packed cell volume, what is it? Packed cell volume is the volume of the cellular elements of blood that will be packed after centrifugation of blood. So, in simple, you will take some amount of blood, you will do the centrifugation, and after centrifugation the cells will be settled in the downward and the fluid will be cleared in the upper part. So, you will measure the length of the fluid, you will measure the length of the cellular elements that is deposited in the lower part, and you will express as percentage. That is the packed cell volume. So what will be the most important cell that is giving rise to the packed cell volume? That this is the RBC, because the RBCs are in millions. So it is indirectly also measure the volume of RBC. So it also, packed cell volume is indirectly related to hemoglobin concentration. Now what is the procedure? The procedure, it is done in Winthrop's tube. We have already heard the name of the Winthrop's tube during ESR estimation. So Winthrop's tube, the advantage is that it can do ESR estimation as well as packed cell volume measurement in a single sitting. Again I will ask you, if you have to do the both, then which test should be done first? Definitely the ESR estimation, because once you centrifuge, all the RBCs are deposited, then how can you know the rate of fall of RBC during standing? So you first measure ESR, then you measure the packed cell volume. Now this is the Winthrop's tube. It is about 110 millimeter in length, of which 100 millimeter is graduated, and the graduation is 1 to 10, with in between every 10 there are also small 10 marks. So it is also graduated into 100. Now the diameter is about 3 millimeter, and approximately 3 ml of blood is required to fill it up. The important is that the filling and cleaning of the instrument is very difficult. So you have to fill with a pasteur pipette starting from the below, and then you gradually withdraw. As the blood collects, you gradually withdraw the pipette, but the pipette should always be below the line of the blood column, otherwise there will be frothing. Okay. Now which type of blood you use? You use anticoagulated blood. Either it is a EDTA blood or it is a double oxalate blood. Okay. So now you fill it up to the mark of 0. So now you give it in a centrifuge machine and you rotate it at the rate of 2300 rotation per minute. 2300 rotation per minute, or known as 2300 G, for a period of half an hour. So 2300 rotation for a period of half an hour, and during this period you also balance with the help of another blood filled Winthrop's tube. Otherwise the centrifugation machine, there will be problem. So after centrifugation you take it out, and now you see that there are 3 layers. In the upper part there will be the clear supernatant plasma, and in the lower part there will be the reddish RBC column. In between this reddish column and the clear fluid there is a grey zone, and that grey zone is known as Buffy coat, B-U-F-F-Y, Buffy coat, which contains the platelets and WBCs. So 3 zones will be separated. and you will measure the length of the total cells that are deposited below, and then you and then express in ratio. So the normal ratio of packed cell volume is about 38 to 45%. It is also called hematocrit. Hematocrit is also same. So what are the importance? By doing this thing, you can approximately have an idea about the anemia. If the patient is anemic, then packed cell volume will be less. If the patient is polycythemic, then the packed cell volume will be high. Number 2, the blood, approximately hemoglobin count percentage should be 1/3 of that of the packed cell volume. In this way, you can also calculate the hemoglobin value, and you can also match the hemoglobin value that you have rather settled by doing another method. And number 3 important of packed cell volume is it is used for study of different RBC indices. So it is used for study of different RBC indices. So these 3 are the important. Now packed cell volume, when it will be low? It will be low definitely in case of anemia. When it will be high? It will be high in polycythemia, and it will also be high during dehydration. Particularly the PCV level is regularly assessed during the treatment of complicated dengue fever, where there will be gradual rise of PCV, proves that the patient is going to have different complications. Now there is another method which is known as micro method. In micro method, instead of this tube, you take a micro pipette and you take a capillary tube, and in the capillary tube you take the blood, so less amount of blood is required, and then you centrifuge in a micro hematocrit machine at the rate of 30,000 G, 30,000 G for a period of only 5 minutes. So the period is also less, and then you can measure the separated column. The advantages are that there will be less trapping of fluid, there will be it will be quicker to perform, and also less amount of blood is required. Okay. Now during PCV estimation, you must know what are the different RBC indices. RBC indices, there are 3 important RBC indices. One is mean corpuscular volume, another is mean corpuscular hemoglobin, another is mean corpuscular hemoglobin concentration. So one is MCV, another is MCH, and another is MCHC. Now let us see one by one. MCV. MCV is PCV divided by the divided by RBC in million into 100. So into 10. So MCV is equal to PCV divided by RBC in million into 10. Suppose an average person having a PCV of 45 and the RBC of having 5. So what will be the MCV? So it will become 45 divided by 5 into 10. That means 90, and the unit will be 90 femtoliter. So MCV or mean corpuscular volume means the average volume of RBC. The normal average volume of RBC varies between 78 to 90 femtoliter, and when it will be increased, then it is known as the total MCH is increased in case of that then the RBCs are macrocytic, and it is classically seen in megaloblastic anemia, and when it is decrease, then it is known as microcytic anemia. Then mean corpuscular hemoglobin. In mean corpuscular hemoglobin, it is the percentage of hemoglobin divided by RBC in million into 10. So percentage of hemoglobin approximately, suppose it is 15, RBC in million is 5 into 10, so it will become 30, and the unit will be 30 picogram per 30 picogram, Pg, 30 picogram, and the average value should be 27 to 33 picogram. So that is mean corpuscular hemoglobin. So the amount will be increased, amount will be decreased in case of anemia. No question of increase. And the third one is mean corpuscular hemoglobin concentration. Here, in mean corpuscular hemoglobin concentration, there will be PCV divided by hemoglobin concentration